dregs of society, the forgotten, outcasts, mutants, outlanders, and pirates. Whether it is credits we seek, or a way to disappear and run from our past, we come here willing to bet it all that the answers lie within all this blackness. We all live on an exporter vessel called the ISS Stalingrad, roaming past the boundaries of Armethian space. Our captain, Vladimir, gets jobs that are too dangerous for corporate cells, too risky for border patrol or deep salvage teams. The Imperial Marines only care about the border, not what's beyond it. Sometimes it pays to rip off criminals or pull off a little piracy of our own from time to time. Sometimes it pays to answer those distress calls. But then sometimes it's smart to just click the switch. It's a flip of the coin, you know. A chance, it's a trick, and you'll pull out of warp to get hit by pirates. Cuthalans out of hive space, cyborgs from the Syndicate, or slavers ready to sell your flesh for a credit. There are endless dangers once you pass the red zone, and it's all black void. Much of it is uncharted territories of deep space. Everyone does what they can to stay alive, and the rest do what we can to stay sane. All of this silence can be deafening. The emptiness has a way of making everyone a little crazy once you find yourself nowhere near the stars. And while some may seek glory and fortune within all this emptiness, others are just looking for themselves. All I know is that out here, you eventually find exactly what you deserve.
Everyone, to episode 4 of 2nd edition Chaos 6010 game. Thank you for joining us again and listening in on another episode of Aphelion. I am the GM for this evening, Rogue. I'm joined by Ghost, who's playing Captain Vlad, Maddie as B, Slip is playing Sazesh, Aki is D8, and Effie is playing Vax. Be sure to hit that subscribe button to Blades and Blasters if you've not yet. Out there. You see the hand out there?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
The camera makes its way through the Rogo system. The single neutron star called Rogo is a brilliant blue and white cobalt scene that is hugged by several belts of asteroids surrounding it. 3 gas giants surround the star, and then 2 smaller planets. Rogo 5 appears to be a pale world of frozen ammonia, and one of its moons, currently called Rogo 5.2, is where the camera stops. It comes into the atmosphere. Storms of ice particles swirl across the frozen sky, across mountains and tundras, where massive valleys and cave systems are seen, shaded in the constant winds. There are large, furred beasts that resemble the woolly mammoths of old. There are caves home to large bipedal tribes of yetis, yet most seem to stay in the valleys and the caves of this world, not up on the higher altitudes, not on the ice shelf where the camera finally finds the Carelite mining facility. That survived. Digger, he called himself, claimed he had been a cast-out like the rest of the mutants. Failed experiments. You could see that may have once been a human, but his face certainly took on the arachne attributes. Perhaps he was telling the truth about some of the things he said. He did seem reluctant to speak with you, even when B showed him kindness. But he had little choice. The crew had killed all of his comrades except for Gabby, and she did not seem too tied to him as a friend. Maybe just an associate for the time being. Might be some kind of scientist, an alchemist of sorts. She did carry a few vials of multicolored liquids on her belt. She had not attacked the crew with the others, claimed she had warned them against it, but they didn't listen. Now all the mutant half-breeds were dead, all but Digger, it seemed. The mutant had claimed that they were the creations of Zentak, which was a well-known name to all those who knew anything about weapons, especially energy weapons. Zentek was a major corporation, a major distributor and weapons manufacturer for the Armethian Empire. The ISS Stalingrad had not picked up anything on the sensors that showed a base of operations here, and the mutants claimed to have escaped from their clutches. As far as Stalingrad readings had reported when you touched down, this moon was highly uninhabited on the surface, save from small readings of the Yeti tribes and the mammoth beasts. As you moved to take the prisoners to the ship and toward the cold outside, a comm transmission bubbles to life in your ears. A transmission coming from the ISS Stalingrad. It is Sergei. Move you guys over to this scene here. Because we're just about to take them out, right?
Yeah, we were walking them back to the ship.
Wasn't it? It was D8 and B, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Can you guys see that again down there?
Yes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
We were kind of staying in, and a couple of you were about to lead them out, and we'll say that's where we pick up. Right as you're about to kind of like walk them out through the doors, and you're getting ready for that cold blast of air, the transmission comes over your ears. Sergei. Captain! And you can hear there's like a great deal of interference on the ground here. A blizzard seems to be on the way. ETA in 4 minutes.
Duh. So what? Big enough to be problem?
Well, there's something else. We intercepted a transmission. Thanks to me. That was me that did that, Captain. No.
Uh-huh.
It appears to be coming from a location near there, 10 clicks to the southeast. They said they're heading back to the Carelite facility to look for any more survivors. Then another message comes through in return. Says, if you do not find the survivors, abort mission and return to base.
Were able to tell who was sending transmission, comrade?
I'm trying to track it now. I will report back to you as soon as possible, Captain.
Secret. He'll kill the line. Does that transmission go directly to me or to everybody?
Yeah, everybody heard that one. He did it like over everybody's comms.
D8 seems curious. So then, what are we gonna do? Drag these fellas onto the ship, or do you want to find the stuff we're here for?
Well, if they're only here to find survivors, why don't we just, I don't know, go into orbit until they've patrol and then come back?
Because they might also take the goods while they're here. Why would anyone pass up an opportunity to pick up the crystals? And he scratches his chin. Shit.
Do you want me to prep to kill him?
No! Don't kill him.
What? This one? Oh, I mean, I can kill this one too, but I meant the one's coming.
Oh,
I can kill this one, though.
no.
Niet. That is not a bad idea. Alright. Here's what we'll do. We pull into orbit for a day. We come back down if... Well, we monitor transmissions, and then if it is all clear or appears to be, we come back. I do not like this. I think they might take everything, but it cannot be helped. No point in putting ship in danger. No?
Yeah. Although, you don't think they're going to be curious what killed all of them.
Well, if they get curious, then we deal with them. But I doubt it. They come back, find a bunch of things dead, they may assume their toys did all the work. I have a feeling it is the ones who deployed this spider thing.
Alright.
You notice Gabby is kind of whispering something over towards Digger. She seems kind of mad at him or something.
Can I pick it up with my sensors, or?
But you are standing over there. She kind of like looks over and notices you looking at him, and she says, "You better tell them or I will."
What is it?
He seems like he's still suffering a little bit of pain, and he looks at you all, and I'm sorry we attacked you. It was foolish. We should have listened to Gabby. There were two more of us before. Malik and Graft. When Zintech came looking for us, Graft tried to lead them astray. He was the leader of our group before, but I am pretty sure that they are dead. Maybe not Malik. I think she went deeper into the mine.
And what exactly is this useful for?
Well, you are a ticket out of here now. Unless we want to go back to Zintech, but, fuck that. They treat Gabby like shit, like Gundertot shit. I don't want to go back to Zintech. There is some, expensive stuff down there. More than just the Gammatite Crystals.
And do you think they're going to take them? Take it.
I think if they pick up any life form readings down there, they might go after Malik. And if she is still alive, they're gonna find it. Some weird things down there, though. I didn't go too deeply, especially after that spider attacked us. But there is a strange vibe down there.
Well, what do you think, Captain?
Captain Vlad scratches his chin, goes over the radio. Sergey, you said they're 10 clicks out?
Alright, Captain.
Can you tell how quickly they're moving? They have transport?
They are moving pretty slowly. They seem to be on foot.
Estimated time of arrival if they're traveling on foot?
Possibly 6 miles. I would say maybe you have an hour.
All right. Vlad cracks his knuckles. Okay, here's plan. Someone man the guns back on the ship. Rest of us, we head down, collect as much as we can, including crystals if possible, and then we get out. 1 hour time limit.
If you'd like, I can man the guns, Captain.
That's good. You can also prep to get ready in case we have to make quick getaway,
Of course.
Very good, Kukla. Alright. Rest of us. We head back in. Get as much valuable equipment as we can carry, crystals included, hopefully. And then we get out. No time wasted.
Are we taking the target dummies with us?
Oh, niet. Keep them inside. They're going to be transported back to station.
Alright.
Have Sergei and Torin put them in one of our empty rooms. Lock door.
Alright, Captain.
D8. Oh, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Yeah, D8 would call ahead to Sergei, and, mention that they're bringing him up. Oh, yeah, and make sure to strip them of all their stuff. I don't want this little one melting the lock with acid or some shit.
No problem, D8.
Kind of looks Gabby over the various vials and kind of gives her an eye before he heads with B to put him on the ship.
Yeah, you can see that Gabby pulls in no hurry, obviously showing her fingers and wiggling them before she grabs a what looks to be like a pistol. I don't know if you have any cyberware that detects what type of weapons are, like the eye cybernetics or optical cybernetics targeting an eye and stuff like that, but usually gives a readout of data and stuff like that on your HUD. And she's pulling out a modulated injector pistol. It basically fires IVs, or needles filled with serums and stuff like that. And she kind of shows it to you. She's like, "This is my only weapon. Yeah. I want it back, please."
Yeah, sure. You'll have to talk to the captain about that.
Alright, so D8 and B.
Mm-hmm.
Are they
Who else
separate
leaving?
from us right now, or are we all together?
I think D8 was just heading up with her to drop off the baddies and then heading back with you guys.
Okay, so we aren't actually all together.
Not at the moment, no.
Split for right now.
Okay.
All right.
Put over here who's staying, and then we'll put over here who's leaving. I'll put the mutants over there or whatever. Okay, cool.
D8's going back down, but for now he's separate.
Yeah. You guys start to lead them away.
Oh, jeez.
Does what happens over in the captain's group here as they head out into the ice? What are you guys gonna do?
I suppose we're right now concerned about, are we just going to go down and gather as much of the crystals as we can, or are we looking for the people that are still in there?
So waiting for D8 to come back from the ship because he's quick, so he can run back there and back. I'm thinking, but Vlad would, as they're prepping, get ready. All right, priority is this: crystals, what we came for, obviously. But if we see anything else that looks valuable, we take it, just in case we can't find the crystals in that time allotment. We're going to cut it off at 45 minutes. I want to give us time to get back up here before all those assholes come here. Secondary, if we find whoever this other mutant is, I suppose we help them. But if we don't, I'm not going to sweat it looking for them. That's not the mission.
Well. Where are they currently? Are they inside? Or are they just outside going like, oh, there they go. Back to the ship?
The people Zentech, or the people.
No, us, I think.
Yeah, us.
We're inside.
We're inside. Okay.
Yeah, I just sent them out to take the
Okay.
prisoners.
I would like to. I'm not really sure the area, like how distant it can go, but I would like to go ahead and try to detect life, just to see if there's anything within the vicinity, before proceeding.
Yeah, you can do that.
Okay.
Go ahead and make a willpower check.
Willpower check.
And pull up the detect life thing here.
Oh, look at that. That's fancy.
And willpower check. Okay, in this vicinity, you use the spell, and all of a sudden you kind of start to see in a different. Your optics totally change to almost astral, where you can see the shades of their spirits kind of wavering around you. You can see Sazesh and you see Captain Vlad. You notice some tiny, small, very small life forms. Looks like you can easily discern what they are. Is rodents, pretty much, that are still alive in this place, in this vicinity, but they're hidden in the walls and things like that, and they're of no concern to you. But in the immediate area, you're not picking up any other life forms, any larger ones of note.
Okay. All right. She's not gonna make mention of it. I mean, she's since there's really nothing in the area, she's probably just not gonna make mention of it. But it will look like she is doing something mystical with her hands, and then she just kind of lowers it to herself.
And
As soon as D8 was back, we would head down.
going back over to them, as you guys go up into the ship, the cold blast of air, you're happy to get out of it as quick as possible, and kind of wonder how these people are walking through this mess, especially with it taking longer than an hour, and you can't even see that far when you start to look off into the distance. The ice is blowing like sideways, and him telling you that there's a blizzard coming soon too is this place is, if this is what it looks like now, then a blizzard is going to be terrible. So you get up into the warmth of the docking bay and close the doors, and you're already shivering and everything. But D8, you're just gonna leave them in there then?
Yep, he'll drop them with Sergei by the cell and make sure he strips them of all their stuff, and then kind of head on his way. Although he will, just in case, I'm sure we have rations around the ship, and he'd grab like a bunch of those and shove them in his pack just in case.
All right, nice. And just before you leave to Sergei and a couple of others come in there armed, B, you notice that the digger seems to be like in a great deal of pain for some reason. You're pretty sure he was healed, but he's like toppling over, and they have to kind of carry him.
She...
And, you know...
She'd stop them as they kind of move off. Wait, kind of goes up to Digger just to see how he is. What's wrong? You're still hurt.
He says, the change, it must be happening now. The mutation.
D8 kind of heads back over. What is he going on about now?
It's...
I will be fine. The mutation is changing my body. And you can see, like, you can hear some of his bones sound like they're popping. Or, he seems to be in a great deal of excruciating pain. It seems to be getting worse.
Gross. Yeah?
I'll make sure he gets... We'll make sure that he gets into lockup, okay? Just head to the captain.
Yeah, if he starts to get too horrible, just shoot it, okay?
Him.
Yeah, you get the idea.
Gabby turns to you and she's like, if you have any pain medication, that should be fine to keep him sedated.
I think I can grab some.
I could inject him if you don't mind.
And B looks to Gabby and she frowns a little bit. No, I can do it. I hope Suzesh won't mind me raiding her equipment. I'll pay her back for it later.
Yeah, just radio her if you need to.
Yeah. You go off. It'll be fine. I got this.
Alright. Sergey, kill him if they cause any trouble, alright?
Of course. Nah.
Good. And D8 will, would we happen to have anything like a sled?
B could give you a piece of metal, some scrap metal she has that she can't use to use as a sled, probably.
Yeah, he'll kind of just, sure, and take it and kind of head out the back, and basically you see him kind of fade off into the flurry of white sliding down on a piece of sheet metal.
Yeah, I don't know if this is what you're looking for, but there is a something the captain purchased for the ship, and it's a hover barge, something like that. I think you got that, didn't you?
Better. Yeah.
Although I did give it to the cargo crew, so
if D8 knows about it,
whether they're happy or not about you taking that, I don't know.
Do they notice me taking it?
It's over and says, "What are you doing?"
Oh, well, there's a bunch of loot down there and we need to bring it up somehow, right?
Take it.
Ah, good. And, yeah, he gets the thing going and starts heading back with it.
And, yeah, you get back with them again. In no time.
Yay. Ditching the poor muties.
B, what are you going to do about this mutation? You going to take them in there? Sergey's with you. There's a couple others, too, that are armed.
Yeah,
You have about 3 other in total.
Yeah, she'll get some kind of sedatives, snag them from medical bay, and leave a note saying, sorry, we'll pay you back to Suzesh. And kind of quickly, as they put them in kind of confinement into lockup, she'll go in there with them, just assure the crew it's okay. It's fine, I'll be okay. And she'll kind of sit down with Digger, putting him probably on a bed that's there. I'm just going to inject you with this. You'll be okay.
And yeah, by that time he's in so much pain that he doesn't speak much. So you inject him with it. It seems to relax him and knock him out. And Gabby says, Sometimes they do not survive. The mutants do not have it so well. I used to work with them, and I helped them escape.
Really?
I used to work for Zentech.
When was this? How long ago? Were these the only ones?
War mutants. Many have escaped over the years. They're worth quite a bit of money, though.
Well, even if they're worth money, we're not giving them up. That's just cruel.
Well, then I am in good company.
Did you... Perhaps, I don't know. My sister, she was taken by Zentech quite a few years ago. I don't know if you might have seen her at all.
Susan kind of shakes her head. I'm sorry.
That's okay. That's okay. Please, if you need anything, just tell the crew to radio me.
Thank you for being so helpful, B.
Of course. I, understand the struggles.
Why do they call you B?
Oh, it's a nickname I was given a couple years ago by some other compatriots.
And she nods. Thank you. And then she goes down and starts kind of petting him, making sure he's gonna be all right. And you, knowing, of course, what he's going through, a lot of them don't survive the changing and stuff like that. So there are medical worries and stuff about them dying and not making through it, especially those that are not fully developed and didn't really make it through the whole mutation phase, as he's one of them, it seems.
Yeah.
And going back over to you guys, I'm going to put you guys, move you into this new location here. Put B in there, up here. Alright, so you guys are in the facility.
Is the
Can everybody
loot...
see okay?
Yeah.
Yep.
I was going to ask, is the loot barge, massive, or is it something that fits through here?
Yeah, it'll fit through here. It kind of just follows behind wherever you go and stuff, and hovers about a foot or two off of the ground. And it's usually for storage and exactly what you're going to do, pretty much, carrying heavy loads.
Sweet. And yeah, D8 would kind of slink back and pop out of the shadows. Hey, I'm back. I brought the loot barge.
It's good thinking, comrade. I don't even think to take it.
And you would see along the side of it, he has actually scrawled loot barge in very terrible handwriting.
All right. Captain Vlad's gonna look around, see if there's layouts of the area posted or anything like that, or any working terminals, so I can get an idea of where the crystals are.
Yeah, you do find a console easily run into the console area, and as you are stepping into the area, you notice it lights up somewhat with some kind of old security lighting. Dim red lights bubble to life in the console. Comes alive with a little bit of backup energy, and then that's when Vax realizes she's seen this before, has a bit of deja vu as you're about to stand over the console, and as you do, you're able to pull up a layout of this place. It has a few levels of the main facility, which is a lot of crushing crystals and crushing rocks and stuff, and machines made to distribute or separate rocks from crystals in different kinds of areas where the Gammatite crystals would be. And then there is also a few rails that go down where you could ride the carts down into the actual place, the actual mine. And you notice as you're looking through there, actually, make a perception check before you go noticing all this crazy shit.
Everybody or
Or
just him?
Just whoever's looking at the console there.
Who is looking at the console?
I am.
DH press counting ahead a bit.
Vlad easily finds it's around the date when everything stopped is when they found a new location in the mine. That they weren't able to identify, that seemed to be new to this location, possibly worth a lot of money, and it was possibly 2 or 3 days after they found this location that the mine logs end, and they're no longer active. This place shut down soon after that, it seems. You do notice too that the ship that was the freighter vessel that was docked here, kind of like where your ship is sitting now, left soon after that.
So they found a new location, and then that's when everything kind of went off kilt, basically.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You also notice that some of the employees were tagged with life force scanners, and you're easily able to pull that up, and they're still down there.
Oh.
Are they very dead, or?
They seem to all be gathered in that location where they found the new mine.
Oh.
Yeah, Vlad looks confused. Yeah, he's looking at the screen. Doctor, Naya, what do the two of you make of this? And he will bring it up and point it out.
I don't know. This I've
You'd say they're all alive. Do not understand why they're all in one place.
They must have reason. Something. Oh wait.
They
Maybe. What do you think, Rating?
Perhaps they put themselves there to protect themselves.
Perhaps they barricade themselves in, or perhaps they are there because they are food for something else.
You think maybe this spider catch them, web them up like an old horror movie?
That's the picture in my head. Yes.
Vax nods in agreement. We do still need to consider there's something here.
If it bleeds, we can kill it.
Vlad nods, and from this layout, Rogue, am I able to tell where they would have processed any kind of crystals that they brought up?
Yeah, you can find that. That's not very far from where you're at.
All right, let's go get these crystals they have, these Gammatite, in this area here, and then he'll point it out. And then if we have the time, perhaps we investigate, see what's going on down further.
Yeah, D8 would kind of come back around the corner for scouting. I heard you talking about something. Everything ready to go?
Location not too far. We go there to get crystal, and then we might look further down. Apparently 12 life force markers are down further. Perhaps something to look into.
Yeah, that's not fucking ominous at all, is it? Alright.
It is, but if there is something valuable down there, perhaps it is worth looking at.
I mean, hell, someone's got to be willing to pay for them, right?
Them or whatever they found.
Yeah.
Perhaps. She just shakes her head. Let's go, Vlad. We waste time. Too much speculation.
Agreed.
Get Barge. Let us go to this processing room, see what we can get.
Suzesh will look at the map really quick, and so that she kind of has a picture in her head. One of us should be in front and the other in back. I think the...
You want me up ahead or in back?
She shrugs. I will guard the rear.
Alrighty, then I'll scout. Sounds good. And he'll get a pretty good, decent head on the rest of the group. Scout the area out, being very low, very quiet. He's got his,
Alright.
I was gonna say, he has a scope that has X-ray and heat and all that, so he's scanning for that.
Checking out the layout and stuff, you notice there's an elevator, large elevator that runs straight down to the area where you're heading. The elevator is, large enough to bring the thing as well. I'll put you guys in that area.
Could I cast augury and kind of read omens around the location? Or is that not something that would be possible inside?
You could do that. Does it say anything about what you need for augury?
I'm reading it, and it's only going into the rolls, but
That's one of your abilities, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. I can use it once per day for rating.
Yeah, it looks like it's an int check base target 6.
It takes a half hour to do. We don't have enough time for that. Never mind. I just read that. Never mind. So
If you want, as soon as you guys get to that level, you could start doing that while they start looking around the area or something.
how much time has passed so far? Is that, if they're only going to be there, probably not.
I would say probably like 10 minutes total, max. So you think about it, as the elevator is going down, or goes down to level 4 where the door is open, and if you guys can see in this area.
No, I can't see out of the elevator, but I can see in it.
I have to open the doors, actually.
Yeah. D8 would definitely do that.
Doors open up, and
D8
you
would,
guys can see in this chamber.
Yeah. Start heading in, and oh my God, B, how'd you get down here ahead of us? And he'd head up towards this door, kind of keep an eye out ahead of everybody else.
Where the facility is supposed to, the location where you're looking for is supposed to be up here to the north on the map here.
Yeah. And D8 would kind of point to the areas around the side, like over here and where he is, and all right, I'll scout ahead. You all get cover just in case.
What is over here? Because I can't tell if that is a door or not, or if it's just like an area that could be cover.
Go over towards it, it opens up, and you notice it is a door. And the hallway, once that opens, you notice kind of bubbles to life with the red, backup power lighting, emergency lighting. So it's very dimly lit, specifically so anybody with low light vision can see. You want to, you can click on your token and then click that little candle if you see it up there, the candle emoji, and it should give you a little bit more lighting if you need it.
Little candle.
Careful on there.
I do. I do want Vex to go up to D8, and what is the ability? I want her to mumble an incantation to enhance his senses.
Oh my.
To add a temporary bonus to his perception attribute of +5.
Yeah.
Nice.
She has to touch your shoulder, I think.
It says area touch, so she's
Oh
muttering something under her breath, and she kind of just lightly taps his shoulder, and then goes about.
Oh, Vax, run out right now. We're busy.
Enjoy.
Of course. Do keep that door closed, though, if I'm going to scout this way.
Zizash is just gonna take a quick peek in here.
Yeah, you can see some hallway there with there's a barrel. Looks like maybe part of this area was. It seems like that they were about to excavate more passages or create more passages over here, but never got finished.
Is this already open? I assume, seeing as we can see through. Yeah.
And the hallway Sazesh was looking through, the one Vax opened the door. It seems to go to the same location too, down there where you can see some tracks in a room, some old machinery.
Yeah.
None of it's running.
Yeah, D8 would again mention, everybody in cover, keep watch, close that door behind you if need be, and he'd head up under cover to get a good view on the area. Do you want me to roll stealth or?
Do that.
All right, cool. It's updated to my current level, yeah.
Oh,
let me see. I mean, I can roll and find out. I hope so. 2d8?
2d8.
I think it's higher, actually, because I have the gear on, so I actually have a d20 plus a d10.
Okay.
From your sheet. Yeah, let me do that. There we go. So yeah, he heads on up. Very quick, very quiet. The kind of weird shimmer as his recon cloak and everything changes to fit the area.
This area, you notice you're scanning, there's no heat signatures, there's nothing like that. There's no No life forms, no sensors emitting, but you do notice that there are some old crystals on the conveyor belt over in this area that are definitely worth the money, and that's pretty much the kind of stuff that you guys came here for.
He gives a full circle around this, makes sure he can see, that there's nothing around the perimeter, and he kind of heads back over and waves for Vlad to head up, and then he starts heading over this way towards this door, kind of behind the cover there, looking through.
And when you get to that door, all tagged with those like auto, so it opens up and reveals the rest of the track and everything that leads further down into this level. It's a long hallway. Walls still iced over a little bit. It's just kind of icicles and things hanging in the hallway. Everything seems totally dead. This whole level seems to have kind of, just this whole place seems abandoned. You do hear something down this way. It's a weird kind of pulsing sound.
I do have my gift from my buddy, the captain, the sound amplifier. Lets me, with worn in the ear, this small device will enhance even the smallest sounds. It will still let you hear distance equal to your perception in inches. Yet whispers in the next room are no problem with level plus your perception. So yeah. So it's like sound amp, so you can hear better.
Yeah, you turning that on, it intensifies. It's kind of just weird. Not like a heartbeat, but more concentrated, just a peep, peep, peep.
Interesting.
And you can swear that you almost hear like ethereal voices. It sounds like there's voices down there, kind of haunting like, but the hallway is totally devoid of anything.
Weird, yeah. D8 would open up his comms, and because he has his recon helmet on and stuff, so he'd kind of whisper through the line, "Hey, I got some really weird shit up here. It sounds like some fucking ghost talk or some shit, as well as like this weird thumpy sound. Aside from that, the room I'm in is clear if you want to move up."
Let us move up. And he looks the other two, and they start.
Oh, and bring the barge. There's crystals.
Da. It's an auto bar, so Vlad just sets it to fall on. Did you turn left or right?
I'm to your right.
Ah.
Just straight ahead. Yeah, there you go.
All right. As the barge pull and stop next to the boxes.
Yeah, up there on the belt, there's still plenty of crystals, so honestly, I'd say load it up while we can before we go any further. Park it next to the elevator, just in case for now.
Keep listening to those sounds for now. Get back with you in a second. Sergey, B, what's this time like?
B, you said you were in the cockpit?
Yeah, she's in the cockpit basically turning off the running lights because basically she's assuming the blizzard's come at this point. Trying to obscure the ship as much as possible in the storm so whoever's coming doesn't notice. But she'll keep an eye on the sensors as she's sitting in the cockpit and the time.
She is keeping the ship on the ground, though?
For now, yes.
I'm going to whisper you something while you're checking the ship's instruments and stuff like that. Everybody else can continue if they wish. And,
yeah, B responds, It's been about 15 minutes so far. I'm checking the scanners to see how far out they are.
All right, keep me updated. Let me know if we have to change time frame.
Of course.
Look over to the others. We have another half hour, then we have to start heading topside.
Vax, don't stand in front of doorways. It makes me nervous.
Vax is gonna look to her right, down that dark hallway. Would I be able to do another, what is it? Sense danger?
Mhm.
That's a spell, right?
Yeah.
No, you can do it until you run out of mana.
Yeah.
Yeah, just so you know, there's no spot to like keep track of the drain of mana on your sheet, so I put it up where your magic actions are.
Yeah.
If you can just, yeah, or
I think your token as well.
yeah, on your token. If you
Okay, because I was trying to figure out where to keep track of that actually just now. So
Yeah.
so I
When-
just
The blue bar.
Yes, the blue
yeah,
bubble.
when he, yeah,
it's the blue button. All right. And
the little blue.
where do I find how much mana this take?
It'll be listed under the drain.
Drain. Okay. All right. So she would like to do another sense danger in the
Okay.
area.
I think you have to do
And-
either a perception or a willpower check.
Oh, I
think it's
do have
willpower.
I do have a question. So she cast sense danger earlier, and is that only for the area? Because it says that the duration lasts an hour. Is it around her, or is it in a specific area?
It probably emanates from her to the point of where her willpower ends in hexes. So if your willpower is like an 18, it would be 18 hexes out around you
Okay.
at all times.
Well, her first sense danger, she rolled a 4. So does that mean like she's
Let's do a new
Right,
one since you're recasting it.
okay, so all right, gonna recast. And I do a willpower check.
Yeah, do willpower.
Okay.
Still not sensing. You're over by the hallway that he was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're still not sensing any danger in the immediate area around you guys. But you also look down the hallway, and you can hear that, boop, 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 and it looks just kind of creepy from where you're looking. You also get that those ethereal voices, kind of whispers down the passageway.
Are they
Yeah,
audible, or are they just so chaotic that you can't discern anything?
right, it's so chaotic you can't really discern anything.
Okay.
Sound.
Not sure at this point if it's like wind or something else.
Sound water. Is that drip? Does it sound like a water drip?
No, it sounds more like a distant drum, maybe.
Dia will kind of look back to the captain. How we looking, Captain? You want me to move up and scout or what?
Hold on, let me see if this is what we're looking for as far as crystal. And he brings the barge up, and he's gonna look over the what's on the conveyor belt.
Yeah, Gammatite Crystals. This is pretty much the score you were looking for, or at least some of it.
B.
The conveyor belt seems to run like down into the mines too.
B comes
Sorry, B.
over the headset. Captain?
Da Kukla.
Not looking good. Looks like they're speeding up on the way. Your time's been cut in half. About 15 minutes till they get there.
Oh my.
Shut. All right. We'll settle for this then.
Are you sure? I brought rations if we want to have her take the ship up and we can hunker down.
You want to sit in here and play cat and mouse with Zentek? Is
No,
that
I
what
want
I'm
to
hearing?
ambush them. I've got
Well,
enough grenades to kill it, but just about anything in here.
you might,
So-
comrade, but you're not accounting for the four of us. You might be able to kill all of them. I don't know that we can all do that without being lost. Besides, comrade, we can try to come back in after they go. I don't intend to tangle with a corp over Gammatite.
Yeah, well, the little ugly one did say something about there being really valuable stuff down here, so...
We can always come back.
Duh, they are unlikely to get everything. Sounded as though they were focused. And besides, I don't need to put the crew and ship in danger for the reward, no matter what it is.
Based on the transmission, I do not think that they are coming here for the items we are procuring.
Fine.
Ah, and Vex is smart. So it must be right. Okay, let's get these crystals on this loader thing, yes?
Can Vax help with that? Where are the crystals?
Yeah, definitely. You guys can all help.
Up here.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, D8 is like, alright, I'm gonna keep a watch over here then while you guys fill it up.
Oh, that's so convenient. How about I keep watch because you are much stronger.
I am
Play
much
rock,
stronger.
paper, scissors for it. I'm not going to have this again. We had this last time we had to put something in a box.
Perhaps if we all work together, we can get this done faster and have more material.
I mean, if you want the weird ghosty voices to sneak up on us.
Just play rock, paper, scissors. We decided that was the way to sort it out.
Fine, fine. Alright, we need to type it.
Get ready and then say go whenever you have it.
We need a third party to say go. I've got mine typed.
Hold on.
All right. Let me know when you're ready, and I'll say.
You have to say the whole thing. Yeah.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, ready? You two?
Mhm.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Ah, victory! Always rock. See? I told you.
Name that smiles on you. Dead man. She walks over here.
And D8 kind of steps up closer to the door around the edge a bit to keep an eye on things.
D8, while we get the crystals, check the boxes right there, just in case. Real quick check, nothing too crazy.
Oh, yeah. And he'll head on over. What's Vlad doing while he's checking the boxes?
Vlad is directing them on how to put the crystals on the loader.
Yeah. D8 will
Direct.
kind of scan over the boxes, see if there's anything specific in there. Does it seem like anything special, or?
Yeah. Rolling random. They roll a d6.
Me?
Yeah. There's more crystals worth 50,000 credits in there.
Nice. Yeah, D8 will point it out. Nice, more crystals.
Oh, good, bring them over.
Alright, if the voices get us, it's your fault. And he picks the thing up and puts it onto the barge. And moves the other crate over as well.
And you guys are able to get all the stuff, get all the crystals in this vicinity, and get out within the allotted amount of time back into the ship. And you guys are going to try to go out of the atmosphere and wait.
We would definitely go out in the atmosphere for sure, and then I would probably call a crew meeting for a couple different reasons.
I was gonna say, how long does it take them to load it up after he gets the 2 crates on there? Because just curious.
Uh, it's probably only about 8 minutes, I'd say.
Well, that's 8 minutes, though. So yeah, D8 gets the things up there, goes back to keep watch, and I mean, what would happen theoretically speaking if he kind of just, they couldn't see him and he moved up a bit, to scout just in case.
I'm lifting boxes. I'm not paying attention yet. You bring the box over.
Yeah.
Yeah, D8's kind of checks, makes sure they're all quite busy, and kind of heads down a little ways just to see what he can see.
Sneak down there and try to investigate yourself.
Yeah, he'll head like there to kind of see if he can get a view with the thermals or anything.
Okay, let me see here. Yeah, from that area, you notice the pulsing is growing louder as you get closer and closer, and make a willpower check.
Ooh.
Oh my gosh.
Let me see, because I get bonuses. Is it like a fear-based thing or just a general?
Fear, no.
Okay. Let me check, because I have my... What things do I have?
This is why we can't have nice things.
I've got because I have bravery and emotionless. Let me check what emotionless does real quick. I think that's just emotion things though. So unless it's anything to do with that, I'll just do my normal will, which is
No.
Up ahead, this area here, hear all of those whispers and stuff, and then one of them starts to become like a little clearer, and you hear like the laughter of a female voice, and then for a second you swear you see a familiar elven female, and
This way?
she's like, this way over here. It looks like that's the way to the mine shaft. And you notice just for a minute she's peeking around the corner and she's smiling at you, and you know who it is, and she says, D8, is that what they call you now? And she starts giggling, and then she runs off in the northern direction.
Yeah, there's this kind of confused look on his face. Is he by any means compelled, or?
Oh yeah.
Okay, yeah.
But
Which way did you say? Sorry, I didn't see a ping.
Here, if you can see that.
Is it to his right or up? Of my token, like right around my token, is it?
Right, further down, kind of into the dark over there.
Like this way?
That. Yeah. And then it would be north. I mean, you would have to like go down into the mines if you wanted to follow her.
Yeah, he's like, what the hell? And yeah, kind of heads off to see what the heck is going on.
Okay.
Because he's never seen any kind of physical incarnation of that before.
The willpower is such a low roll that it makes sense for you to probably follow her.
Yeah, he's too curious for his own good already. Like, emotions don't mess with me too much, but curiosity certainly does.
And it takes a bit for you guys to notice, but then it comes to the 8-minute mark, and Make a perception check. That's not D8. Not B either. You're not there. So just Vax and Vlad and Sazesh.
So we're making perception checks now?
Just you three. Whoever gets highest is basically the first to notice that D8 is no longer with you guys.
Ooh. Wait, is this the perception
It's
check? or is it-
observation or
I have a
perception.
skill to make it better, but if you don't have
Okay.
observation, you roll perception.
Mhm.
I do. Oh no, I didn't take that. Never mind. I will do perception. And here it goes. She's just loving those crystals.
Aw.
So many crystals.
I love crystals.
So yeah, Sazesh, you'd be the first one to notice.
Yeah,
That
she
makes sense.
is kind of rubbing her shoulder, sore from hauling all these rocks, and she's starts to walk over like, D8, get over here. We are done now, you little. And then she sees he's not there. Captain, D8 is gone. And she immediately gets on the comm. D8, where are you?
Do I actually hear her? Or... I assume by this point he's headed down into the mine pretty far.
Into the mine, you can hear D8, and it's getting like really messed up reception or whatever.
Yeah, he's kind of moving forward. I assume like he's off screen basically by this point, you know, off that way.
Yeah.
And as he's kind of heading down, he hears the kind of crackle in his ear. He still has the sound amp on, and he kind of shakes his head a bit and turns the sound amp down. And kind of goes across it like, yeah, what? There's something weird here. I'm trying to...
What
The fuck
is
did
it?
she go?
We have to leave.
I assume
This
that it's
is no-
coming through
no
like
time
super...
Chase things. The blizzard will be here. We must be on ship. Come back.
does she get most of my message or vice versa? Or is it still like mega crackly?
Sazesh would probably get that he's saying something about something he's looking at, maybe.
Yeah,
And that, just by Sazesh's tone, I'm sure he could get that she's saying, get your butt back.
I mean, yeah, he definitely understands the angry inflections.
Yeah, you can hear her still, and she can hear you. Just a lot of static, you know, a lot of yeah, it's not getting through perfectly. Just a little bit of static here and there at first, but it's enough to give you one more chance. I mean, if you want to follow orders, it's up to you. But if
yeah, I feel like of all people that might be able to convince him to come back, it'd be Sazesh after everything. So let me just...
you want to do a charisma versus a willpower there,
Whose charisma? Mine?
Presumably yours.
your charisma.
Yeah.
Okay.
To convince him that he shouldn't follow ghosts into the mines.
Jeez.
Deeper down. Into the depths.
Oh no.
Oh my.
Hey.
It's still so bad. He's so gullible. And he's like, yeah, fine. He's just too good at following orders as he kind of tries to get another good look through the scope for thermals and stuff, and doesn't see anything, kind of shakes away the voices in his head a bit, and realizing like how long it's been as he kind of looks to his data pad and stuff, he starts booking it back to the others, seeing as I assume it was clear up till that point.
And as you get back late at that time, because by that time they're kind of waiting for you at the elevator, and does that scene play out there?
Yeah, you guys are like all set by the elevator, and he kind of comes full sprint back and kind of slides to a halt outside the door and kind of steps in and presses the button. Oh, there we go.
What the fuck was that about?
Oh, well, kind of hard to explain. I thought, you know what? They're loading up the thing. I'll just see what's down here, and then I saw stuff, and then the voices got louder, and also the weird thrumming sound got louder too. It was real creepy, but
Define stuff, D8.
He said something about her. Person? You follow person?
but yeah, it kind of looked like some lady heading down there. Said my name, but other than that, you know.
This is most unlikely. Diet, we must go. Just because you die once does not mean you cannot die again. You must be more careful.
Yeah, but at least I won't feel it.
I will feel it.
Yeah, that would definitely call for you to turn those off if you started to feel that.
Yeah, by the time he's gotten back, he's, thinking about like what the fuck is going on, who actually is this? But yeah, you would notice like his tone is like ever so slightly off. Like he's not really, he's being kind of sassy, but there's not really any kind of inflection of emotion or joy in what he says. It's very detached.
Yeah, we'll have to have a conversation about what Suzesh knows about him and his cybernetics sometime.
Yeah,
With her having biotech, she may have know something.
I could imagine her like fixing him up at some point and like doing a scan without his permission.
Oh, she would definitely do it if you didn't give permission.
Don't do this thing. Yeah, no, we're gonna have a nice, a big.
I want this will just steam for a minute.
Yeah, we're gonna have a nice crew meeting whenever we pull out of orbit here, into orbit, I should say.
All right.
Yeah, as soon as he gets back, we're back at the ship, right?
Yeah, we don't waste any other time.
Yeah, it doesn't take you guys long to get back to the ship if you guys can see all that. Yeah, you should be in the cockpit again.
Yep.
Okay, and it was B noticed. She's been following the scanners and stuff, and you noticed that due to the little bit lag of time there, they must have seen your ship leaving. They had to have, but that's about as far as close as they got, was enough to just see your ship leaving the site.
They were that close?
They were only 15 minutes away. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, they were on us.
I'd assume they probably have scanners of some kind anyway to look for people. So.
Yeah, Sergei had initially scanned them and watched them moving at a slow rate, so he presumed they were on foot. All of a sudden, B, checking the sensors, noticed that they were no longer moving slow at all. Something must have picked them up, or maybe they jumped in a vehicle, or something happened, and then all of a sudden they were there. But you do get back to the ship safely. You do have a small haul of crystals, enough to make some money if you want to cut loose and run now, but it's up to you guys, whatever you guys want to do.
Yeah, so let's just take a look at this whole thing. So let's see, 75% of a remaining crystal intact. So we haven't got any crystal that we're aware of that fulfills the contract we took, is there?
I think that's what it is, isn't it? The stuff we got?
Well,
What was the contract? Yeah.
There is supposed to be a certain type of crystal still remaining. If you can bring back 75% of a remaining crystal intact, the pay is yours. A new type of Gammatite crystal that powers gate drives and the research pay will double for 2 crystals. So is that something that we currently have, or do these not fit that definition? As we understand it.
It's definitely not enough of to fulfill the contract.
Yeah.
Gammatite
Okay.
crystal, though.
How much did we end up with total? Because I know the stuff in the
50,000
crates
credits
was
worth.
50k. But I don't know about the stuff on the conveyor that they unloaded. Or was the roll D8 made for all of it together?
Have I would say about 120k worth right now.
All right. So yeah, Vlad would call for a meeting in the main room once we're in orbit, and then we'd have a discussion about a few different things. So okay, we take a quick 5-minute break.
Yeah, definitely. I gotta run and do something. That's a good idea.
Hey, cool.
Yeah, here's some water.
Alright, I'm paused. Cool. Burb.
I'm back.
Oh
Hello.
my god, I'm just looking at all these spider memes. It's fucking amazing. The fucking ones with the wolf spiders, just the females covered in baby spiders. It's so fucking good.
Ugh.
Look at this.
No.
It's beautiful.
No.
Look at her.
That's so gross.
What?
I love wolf spiders. They're the best. They're so chill. Everybody thinks they're mean, but they're pretty cool.
Jeez.
We have in the place I work, there's like the farm out back, right? And we have wolf spiders that come through, and they just flood the entire area at kind of a certain point of the year, because they go through and they till all the soil that was used for planting before, and all of the wolf spiders bed through the entire area, right? So when you tear up the soil, they're all like under there, right, and inside of it all. And so for like months after that, there's just wolf spiders all over the place.
Nope. Nope.
But
Nope. Nope.
It's hilarious because they lay down cardboard for the paths between the rows of plants and stuff. And you take a step and like 5 or 10 wolf spiders just go flying out at different angles.
Oh my gosh.
I love them. They're so friendly. Like
Female wolf spiders with her
So
juveniles.
friendly.
Yeah. Welcome back.
Enjoy your spiders.
I handle wolf spiders
Nope.
no problem. Like
Nope,
I will hold
that's-
them and let them crawl in my hand and shit.
I'm
No.
a wolf spider whisperer.
Aren't they
Hello.
a treat?
They are. Everybody thinks they're like super mean and aggressive, and they're not at all. They're super chill.
The male ones are.
Yeah, true.
I had that motherfucker. I had one of them die. Oh, so this is when I was still working out USAA from home, right? So I had a basement office. And I was sitting there. I was between calls. I was about to take a quick 5 to go use the bathroom. I see movement in my lap. I used to have a blanket that I would keep down there because it was cold. And I look down, and there's a fucking spider, a little wolf spider, about the size of a 50-cent piece in my
Yep.
lap.
Mm-hmm.
And I froze for a minute, and I was like, no, this ain't happening. But it was. And then as soon as I went to move, this motherfucker jumped at my face.
They can jump like sons
So-
of bitches.
Don't tell me they ain't aggressive, because he had no cause to be in my lap in the first place. Then when I saw him, his first response between fight or flight for the animal kingdom was, I'm gonna fuck this big dude up. Yo, fucking
Oh,
They know. He can
Hold-
sense your fear.
They
hold
know.
up. I was just stunned. It wasn't even fear until he actually jumped at me. I was like, oh shit. And then I was, oh fuck, he gave me a Hardy Boy dive to try to take me out.
He's trying to RKO you out of
I was
nowhere.
yeah.
like, oh fuck.
Well, because I have insect problems around when I'm trying to garden at home, so like I would just sit there and like bottle up a few of them with the babies on their back, and take them home and release them, and they'd kill all the fucking bugs.
Blech.
Oh my gosh.
All right, let's play the game.
I
I don't
gotta
like
kill
this.
a giant spider.
Yeah, please. Spider
I
neck.
have
Right.
issues killing even ants.
I won't kill spiders. I'll kill fuck all the other bugs. Spiders are my buddies.
Do you want to
Well,
have the
spiders,
meeting in
okay.
the cockpit, or you want to go?
The food room. We gotta make some Spock pockets.
Borscht.
Let's go. Yeah, let's go.
Spock pockets. It's a quick
Spock
meeting.
pockets.
Haven't had time to prepare.
All right, my recording's live again.
Mine's always been live.
Oh,
Well, mine doesn't have all the baby spider talk, so
Mine does.
Inferior.
Mhm.
it's true.
So Vlad would have quickly made up some quick food. Nothing too glamorous, but enough for people to have a bite. Guess I'll do it for the sake of it. And so he'll pass all that out, and then he'll have a cup of coffee in his hand. Sergey, make sure you put sensor on the facility. I want to know when they leave.
All right, Captain. I'll be watching them.
And then looking to the rest, he leans back. All right. We have 3 orders of business to deal with. First, we are going to have to go back in. I did count of crystal and everything else. Not sufficient. Not going to fulfill contract. We'll make decent money, but not going to be worth investment unless we come out with at least as much as they were going to pay us for this. So we go back in to see what we can get. Now, second thing are passengers, let's call them. What is everyone's thoughts on them? I intend to leave them at the space station whenever we arrive there again.
How are they be?
I haven't had time to check on Digger since he's been in there. He's going through a mutation phase.
Is this painful?
Extremely.
He was
I-
whining quite a lot last time I was here.
Why does no one tell me this? I am doctor.
I took some of your medication. I left a note. I'll pay back. But
It's ships.
Oh.
Be. That's why it's here.
well, I maybe if you could check on them. I've just been watching the scanners. I couldn't leave them alone.
Yes. I want to see. What else about them, Vlad?
Well,
We
go check on them quickly. We'll start arguing about what to do with them later. I'm sure people have opinions.
Okay. Before Sazesh leaves, can we determine whether or not she knows anything about D8? Can we say that she does or doesn't at this point know anything about his software?
I think they've probably been on the ship together long enough that she'd have probably done a scan at some point and figured out that he has stuff that he can shut his emotions off with, yeah. And fear and all that stuff.
Yeah. On the way out, she would kind of pause by Vax and say, you keep an eye on D8, and when I get back I ask you a question, okay? Keep and she points to like the center of her forehead where the third eye would be. You keep third eye on him.
Her Vax's head kind of jerks a little to a tilt. A curious look on her, especially around her eyes. Her brow furrows, but she offers a nod and doesn't question anything.
And with that, Sazesh would go and go check out Dig.
So I do, I am curious, because you did say that D8 is essentially emotionless, and
well, when he has it active, yeah.
When he has it active. So, one of Vax's racial abilities is to sense emotions. So right now, would she sense anything with him?
Well, because he turned it off, and it's been depends on how long did it take us to get in the air.
Probably not long.
Yeah. Probably still on then, I'd say. Once he activates it, it's probably kind of on for a while, and he doesn't really have a whole lot of reasons to turn it back on.
Okay, and I'm trying to think of how often does he do this how often does he turn that on?
Not super often. Only in situations where his emotional state is compromised or might be compromised. If you've been on the ship with him for a while, you'd probably have noticed a few times where he just seemed to be like a blank slate, aside from just kind of more hostile thoughts. Not really anger or anything, but just,
Well, she'd only sense emotions. She wouldn't be able to read his mind. But so it's right now there is nothing coming off of him.
Probably like this kind of dull, stagnant, suppressed hum, if anything, I would imagine.
Okay. All right. Cool. Thanks.
If that's an always on thing, I'm gonna whisper you something.
I do think she has to be looking at, or you have to be like within her visual.
Oh,
it makes sense because Cesar's just mentioned it.
Yeah. It must be within sight of the creature that is being read. So, I mean, she could look at B and, just casually and probably sense something.
Oh, definitely. Okay. Well, might as well.
Okay.
Vlad's gonna take another swig of coffee. The reason I bring up our passengers is because I've noticed a couple of strong opinions when we pick them up, so I wanted people to get something off their chest if they have it, or if they think we should do something other than just drop them off on the Europa station.
Well, I don't frankly care what we do with them, but I think there's no reason not to make money off of them.
No.
Sell them. if nothing else.
We're not gonna sell them, D8.
Why, exactly?
Because they're people.
Sorry, it cut out there at the end.
Oh, because they're people, D8. We can't just sell them.
I mean, that doesn't stop most people.
We're not most people.
No, we just don't have a lot of money, and that makes it all the more useful.
They're not worth selling, D8. Do you really want to compromise yourself like that? Morally?
I mean, I'm hired to kill people on a constant basis, so yes. I mean, and if nothing else, then they're no use to us, so I say just dump them for parts or something.
It appears, D8 may be thinking more logically in instance. Perhaps if we consider other venues, however. So if we consider these are people, we also need to consider that these are people that other people were attempting to track down and kill. If we drop them off at some place, who's to say that their whereabouts would not cause some sort of message or alarm?
There's plenty of ways to obfuscate oneself in an entire, I don't know, space station.
Yeah, well, still, I think the point stands. If someone's hunting them, and if someone's hunting them and really wants them bad enough, then what exactly is the benefit of taking them on, if we're not going to sell them and make some kind of profit from it?
Because we're rescuing them. Haven't they suffered enough?
I was not rescuing them, B. I was bringing them on board. Because I wasn't sure what the best option was. I just knew they surrendered, and I gave them my word I was not going to kill them on the spot.
It's still better to not sell them.
I did not agree with D8 yet. I'm just listening to what is being said, but we are not rescuers. We do not often do these things for free. He scratches his chin. I want to hear what Cesar have to say. We table it for now until she is back.
Fine.
Third point. He's back again.
And we'll move over to the scene where Sazesh goes down to investigate. I'll move you guys down here. Sazesh, you find the two in the cell. Also, there's a guard in there. And he just nods and as you come up to the gate.
Any trouble here?
No trouble.
Good. And she goes to the cell, pushes like the intercom. This is Doctor.
Gabby stands up and says, Digger is not looking so good. He's in a bad state.
This is what happens when amateurs practice medicine. And she pushes the unlock button and opens the door.
And you notice Digger's laying there kind of shaking, and he's unconscious, and he's just shivering and twitching and stuff like that on the ground next to Gabby.
She's going to go over and check him out.
From just a look at him, you can see his the flesh moving a little bit, and the bones popping, stuff, cartilage like that. Enough pain medicine to knock him unconscious, and keep him happy, apparently, but he looks like his status is dropping so quickly that he could possibly die without medical assistance.
Aye. She is going to reach into her medical bag and she'll pull out, whatever devices she has for reading, pulse and life signs, and she'll do whatever she can to help him. I think one thing she would do is find something that will she's worried that the analgesic she's giving him is, I'm sure it's like a narcotic or something, and so it might be interfering with the process. She doesn't know, but instead she would probably try to use her relieve pain ability.
So maybe you want to kind of counteract the medicine, the medication, and instead just use that ability and let it take its course.
Well, she would use whatever medical knowledge she has to determine what she can do to help, but...
Okay. Do you have any skills? Like, what does your skill say here? Medicines or something like that? What do you got here? Biotech.
I have biotech, first aid, and biology.
Yeah, let's do biology.
Okay.
Since he's a mutant too, knowing that you pretty much figure there's very little you can do to keep him alive, that you're pretty much unsure of how he's even made it this far, so you're probably going to have to connect him to some kind of life support to keep him alive, which means you'd have to transfer him to your facility on the ship.
Yeah, well, she will. Who's outside the door? What's his name? The guard.
What's that guy's name, Vlad?
That one is probably Yuri.
She doesn't know. You, out there, come help.
Yuri.
Yes, that's what I said. Come help.
You need help? Okay.
He needs to go to my lab. And
picks him up.
She'll, as he picks him up, she keeps an eye on him, make sure that he doesn't get jostled around too much. Gabby, you come too.
Thank you.
And she takes them over to her lab, and she'll hook him up to probably like an IV drip and, whatever limited things she can do to help him and keep him alive.
Yeah, and go ahead and do a first aid roll.
Do you get a bonus for using medical equipment?
Yeah, you got a pretty cool facility. Go ahead and do a +3. Or just hit 3 in there. Yeah, cool. All right, you're able to stabilize him and keep him alive for now.
Yeah, and when they get here, she'll do the injection that kind of counteracts the analgesic as she uses her relieve pain skill on.
Sweet. And Gabby says, well, good job. You seem to know what you're doing.
Yes, I am doctor. He is stable. I cannot make promises. I am not as familiar with mutant biology, and everyone is unique.
I've worked on them before. I could assist you, perhaps, if you trust me enough. And she's looking around. You can tell she's looking around, amazed at all of your stuff here.
Yes, but there is much here to get into trouble with, Gabby. And she kind of looks her up and down, trying to get a feel for. I think I need to talk to Captain about this. For now, I will allow you to stay with urine.
Jewelry.
That's what I
I
say.
will watch.
Yes.
Okay. Gabby nods and she says, "Well, thank you. I'm a goblin. I understand."
This has not. She just scoffs. I am Darkanis. Why you. She shrugs. This is ridiculous. I do not trust you because I do not know you. And you are in the middle of my medical lab with many valuable things, dangerous things. But I want to trust you. Do not disappoint me.
I understand. I try to use the race card sometimes. It doesn't really work with you.
And she just gives Digger one last, does some minute adjustments to the drip that is giving him, saline and everything else. And then she says, I have important meeting to go to. You be good. Oh, and she turns on the hollow. You watch this. Will teach you many wise things. And it's playing Predator.
And she smiles and nods.
And with that, Sazesh will head back to the meeting.
Okay. And the scene goes back over to you guys in the eatery.
Vlad is kind of leaned back, and this is after saying tabling the one discussion until Sazesh gets there. Alright, third point. D8. I want to know what you saw down there. You were a bit light on description. If we're going to go back, we need to be prepared.
Yeah, like I said, the voices got real loud in my head, and then there was a lady, and she said my name, and I followed. It was weird.
Somebody that you know?
He kind of... There's a pause, and... In fact, you would tell there's still, not much there yet. Can't say for sure.
She knows you. We heard voices and then the beat. Perhaps some kind of way to trick someone. There are also the whole things of the life forms trapped in the room. Oh, it might not be a problem when we go back. If Zentek has their way, they may clear the whole facility. But I have a feeling they're not interested in what is there, except for survivors, mutants, probably.
Yeah, about that. See, here's the thing. Right now we don't have a position in there, and what's to say they don't just wait for us to come back?
Well, if they do, we'll deal with it.
They probably did see us take off, Captain.
Duh, that is true. As I said, we're going to evaluate the situation. I have backup plans in case we have to abandon this contract. Besides, we pulled a fair bit of crystal. We can just say we didn't get the job done, didn't find it. Still come up with a bit of money, and I have other deals in the works. We'll be fine. But I'm not going to risk the crew for no reason. I don't know how many people that Zentek planned on bringing to that party, and that, though I have no doubt we can take on many times our number, I see no reason to endanger ship and crew for amount of money that I can make off of one good drug deal.
Sazesh walks into the room at about this point.
Oh, good. you're back.
Yes. This digger mutant boy, he was in bad shape. He was going to die, but I fixed him.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so now we are saving them. And they're costing us extra money on top.
We take so many things from mutants. This is payment. Yes?
Not really when they attacked us.
Yeah.
So, Sezesh, since you're back, I want to pose a question for you regarding Mutant and Gabby. I ask others what we think should do with them. I intended to leave them off at Europa when we return, no matter what happens. D8 wants to sell them to recuperate some funds. B does not want to do that. And Vax thinks we should consider the consequences of leaving them without giving them a way to stay hidden from Zentech. So, since you are Doctor, also a valuable member of crew, I wanted to hear your input as well.
Yes, this is wise because she is the one who knows the best. Diet. She shakes her head. We do not sell people. We are not slaver shit.
I mean, we could be.
Yes, and then we kill you. Anyone who is slaver shit dies. This understood?
Sure. Just point me the way and tell me how it's going to benefit us.
Think of it as investment. It does not cost us very much, and these things have a way of benefiting down the road. Take them to Ral Thermon on Gar 4. He will care for them and help them find a way to be useful.
Well, does that sound better to anyone else? He looks at B and Vax.
It is possible that this Gabby, she can make me some things. She seems like a smart girl, things that will help the med lab, and maybe I'd take some samples from this digger and it helped me with the medicine in future.
I think that's acceptable. If they seem to have a better chance once they leave our care.
We cannot babysit them forever, but Ral will take care. He is a good man. He helped me.
Will this Raoul help them stay under the radar?
Yes. He is always under radar.
Alright. And that would both benefit them and us as well, should a certain organization go looking.
It will not come back to us.
Vax nods her head.
What is your contact name one time and where is he located?
Rathelman, Garth 4.
Yeah, and Vlad would do a quick check to see how far that was.
It's approximately where they came from before they headed out here.
Mm.
Oh, so it's near the station.
Yeah, I believe it's like the planet
Oh,
or the moon.
that's convenient. Vlad would just shrug. Well, let's settle that point. Fine. I have not had much taste for slaver work anyway. He drinks his coffee. Alright. We will give 24-hour surveillance to planet. If it does not look like they're going to vacate, or we get sense we're walking into trap, we cut our losses, take what we have. I will find another way to make money.
We should try to do this if we can. Loss of reputation is expensive.
It is a loot run. I can just tell them I did not find what they're looking for. This place could have been picked out and scabbed. Besides, they have put this job out to other people. It is not unreasonable we will beat to the punch.
She waves her hand kind of dismissively. This is your field of expertise. I will follow your lead on it.
I figured it out. I always do. He puts the coffee on the desk. All right. 24 hours. Take a break. Eat food. Stay on monitors. And then whenever we see time pass, we take a look and see again at sensors. See if they have cleared out.
All right, Captain.
Is good.
Sounds fine enough, I guess.
Diet. Perhaps you stop by mid-lab later.
There's kind of a puzzled look on his face as he kind of, sure.
Okay. As they dismiss, Sazesh would try to talk to Vax, but if anything else is going on first, we can obviously...
I would give Vex an assignment, like, as we were getting ready to leave. Oh, Vex, real quick, one thing.
Yes.
I want you to do a little bit of research on a couple of names for me when you have time. Does not have to be during this period, but whenever we are traveling back, perhaps to Europa, I want you to look into a couple of people for me. And he pulls up a pad here and starts going through it. Do as much digging as you can on a Archbishop Drell and Baron Hex. They are both associated with Europa Station. I want to know all we can know about them, where they're investing into, what their political beliefs are. Any information could be of value if we wish to associate with these people. Huh?
Understood. I will do so.
Thank you, Vax. Very good, Onaya. Pat her on the shoulder and head up to the cockpit.
All right. That night, or did you guys, Sazesh wanted to talk to Vax real quick?
Yeah, just real quick.
Okay.
Sazesh would kind of catch up to Vax as Vax is leaving. So, you are very polite not to talk about it, but I know female of your kind before, and I know you sometimes cannot even help it. You feel things, right? You feel what others are feeling.
Vax nods her head once. Yes, that is correct.
How does Diet feel to you?
It seems as though it was a blank slate for quite some time, until a woman was mentioned earlier. There's a slight bit of emotion. I've only ever noticed the void of emotionlessness from D8 on very rare occasions. I suppose perhaps there's something he can do to turn that off?
Yes. I do not think it is wise, but I understand his temptation.
It appears there's something quite strong having to do with that woman D8 had mentioned. And especially, I'm not entirely sure what I felt from him, but I know it was quite strong.
Yes, I think he have trouble when he feel things strong. Good or bad.
Perhaps that's what drove him to turn off his emotion.
Yes, thank you. This confirms what I think. You tell me if this happen again, yes?
I will do so.
It's dangerous to have man with such explosive capability with no conscience, no regard for others.
Agreed, but I'm not entirely sure what you could do to help him control that, or if he even wants control in that regard.
This is problem for Sezesh. Sezesh will work with the aid.
Well, I'm not entirely sure if you will reach him in his current state. How long can he suppress his emotion? Do you know?
I think he's temporary. I do not know. I know of this programming, but I'm not a coder. I don't make this kind of software, so I only know generalities.
Well, I suppose just tread respectfully.
I will decide when he needs respect and when he needs kicking ass.
Vax nods at that and doesn't dispute further.
Thank you. You seem like a good person. And she kind of pats her on the shoulder and heads down back to the med.
And Vax will head to her room for research.
The scene passes over to the hallway, one of the tunnels, for a moment, where D8 is walking by himself, and you see out into space there. That encounter you had, for some reason, triggered this event and made you think about it for a minute. Maybe go ahead. What would he do in that?
Yeah, D8. He's kind of walking through the ship, planning on heading back to his room before he kind of sees the planet down below and kind of gets up by the window and almost sits on the ledge there a bit by it and looks out, and just running through his mind the image of that woman over and over again, almost as if on playback, the way she calls his name and then questions it almost, that's what they call you now, as then he chases after her, and then that, as he turns the emotions back on for a moment again to test the waters of sorts, memories also begin to flood through. The sensation of running, wind through hair that he no longer has, the woman fleeing from him or fleeing with him, it's unclear. The sound of a child screaming, and then nothing. As he sits there, contemplating all of this, emotion flooding in from the back of his mind again, he looks back down towards the planet, unsure. But the emotions flooding through, it's not simple confusion, not simple love. Instead, it's seething contempt for memories he doesn't want and can't control, feelings he has no use for, feelings he was made to get rid of in the first place that should have never come back. And as that contempt and just irritation almost begins to overwhelm again, there's the flick of the switch within his own mind again, as it all fades back down to gray, and he starts walking back to his room.
Nice. And then the scene goes to a few hours later, where B is in the cockpit here. Is the captain in the cockpit with B, or who else is
Yes,
in
we're
there?
watching.
The Clone Wars.
Yes,
Bless.
TM. Don't demonetize.
um, you do get it looks like there's a hail coming from the base, the Carelite mining facility.
B sees that light up, sees the hail, and she looks immediately over to the captain. You see her eyes widen a bit, and she points down. What should we do? Should we answer it?
Secretly odd. Pause the show.
Yes.
Open up channel. He leans back and looks a bit more serious. Then when B does, Captain Vlad of ISS Stalingrad, who am I speaking with?
You hear static for a minute, and a voice comes over. Stalingrad. This is Captain Briggs. Zintek. He says, you were the ship that just left this location not that long ago. Did you happen to find anyone here alive?
We did. In fact, you can see all their corpses when you enter in, I suspect.
Well, that's unfortunate. Did you kill all the mutants?
Well, they tried to jump me when I was trying to recover some lost property of Carolite, so yes, I gunned them all down. Every last one of them. That I saw, anyway. When we heard a bunch of military types were running towards us at full speed, we decided to bug out. I suspect that is you, correct?
Yes, that's correct. You can hear in the background, Captain, we found something. And he says, well, are you hanging around for a reason?
Duh, I have a job. You are currently in the way of me completing that job. I am hoping that once you are done doing whatever it is you're doing down there, dealing with survivors, I suspect, that I can go back down there and get done with what I intend to do, unless you intend to stop me from doing so.
There's a long pause after that, and then he comes back. Understood. We're about to pull out of this location, and you are free to return here. For cooperation, Captain.
Of course, comrade. Please, take my card. And if Centec has opportunities, I am freelancer. He will pass over contact information for himself.
And then you hear, thank you very much. Captain Briggs out.
Vlad out. He nods to B to cut the contact.
B.
And then you hear Sergei report from the comm. He's kind of back, probably about 15 feet away at another console in the same area. And he says, after a little while, time passes, he says, it does look like they're pulling out, sir.
He nods and then looks at B because B seemed like she was about to have a reaction or say something.
Yeah. As the comms cut, You can hear B exhale, so she's been holding her breath for a bit. Nicely handled, Captain.
Well, I figured it was good to maybe make a connection with them since they seem to know quite a bit about this area. Means back. You look a lot more nervous than you usually do, Kukla. You're usually so very bubbly. Something wrong?
I've just had some, to be honest, bad experiences with the company.
He looks back at Sergei and looks at B. Something you need to talk about?
Well, she scratches the back of her head as she pauses to think before looking back to the captain. My sister, she was taken by Zentek years ago. She's actually a mutant as well.
You did not tell me this.
I didn't think it pertinent, Captain.
That is fair. We all have secret, I'm sure. What was her name?
Oh. Her name's Aerith.
I will remember it. Well, rest assured, B, there will not be any problems with Zentek. I only intended to give them my information so I could know more about them. That's all.
Were you lying right there, B?
She's not lying about the sister, but I doubt that she's definitely hiding stuff. I don't know if he wants to roll for anything. Deception.
Yeah.
I will
let's
100%
see
roll for
if,
something.
Are you gonna do
Captain
perception?
Black about anything? Yeah, or
I would
detect
say
feet or something.
perception
Yeah.
or detect lies. I don't have detect lies, unfortunately. So
What do you want me to roll? If anything. Probably nothing. Oh no.
Perceptive.
I know my crew.
Yeah. You can see there's definitely something B's holding back. There is truth in what she's saying, but based on her pauses and how she speaks, she's not saying everything.
Yeah, and Vlad kind of squints his eyes at B for a moment, and then his face softens and he smiles, and he stands up, and you are not a very good liar, Kukla, but I will leave you be. And he puts a hand on her shoulder. Go ahead, put pause on video. And if you want to talk about it, we can, but we get ready to go back in now. See if Zentek being truthful or not about getting out.
B doesn't say anything. She just smiles a bit nervously to the captain and nods.
Captain will go over the comms and... Attention all way crew. We are clear to head back in. Zentek is clearing out. Make ready. We should be landing in about half hour. Maybe less.
Do we need a scene for anyone else in the ship?
Did Vlad want Vax to look up those two individuals before, or is that
it's
just
not a now thing?
okay?
That's more when that's probably downtime. Really, it's because it's more. It has nothing to do with what we're doing right now.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, that actually gives me time to. I'll write something up for you that you.
But
can
I will whisper you something else, Vax, that you can look up as well.
Okay.
I don't know if Suzesh wanted to do the scene with her and DA. I know she mentioned she wanted him to head to the med lab.
If we've got time for it.
Let's do it. All right, the scene pans over to D8 entering into the med lab, where Digger is laying on the bed, what do you call it? Jeez, the
Life support.
table there. Yeah, and hooked to the life support. Yuri's in there as well. Gabby's in there as well, looking around at stuff, and of course Sazesh.
Yeah, D8 kind of walks in, very nonchalant, and kind of very little concern on his face. Walks around the table, watching Digger, almost the way a cat eyes its prey, before he swivels over towards Sazesh. So, what did you want? Anything important?
Sazesh will turn to Gabby and Urine, take Gabby for a walk around sheep.
Come on, Gabby. Come on, little one.
He kind of watches the both of them, now lingering on Gabby before he turns back to Sazesh as she goes out the door. So what's this about?
Sazesh crosses her arms across her chest, tapping claws across her arms. You have been acting very strange since we are down there and you chase Phantom down hallway.
Not sure if I'm acting strange. I think I'm acting perfectly normal.
Nothing about the way... No. Nothing about the way you're acting is no...
Well, whatever's down there is clearly a problem. But a problem that could make us money, so...
Money can fix you, dear, but money cannot buy happiness, no?
Oh, I beg to differ. How do you think I got Peggy?
How do you feel right now, dear? Do you feel happy?
I feel perfectly fine, yes.
Is that the same as happy?
I don't think it matters, says Ash.
She looks around the room, obviously frustrated. A ship is safe in harbor, D8, but that is not what ships are for.
So then, I suppose they're for sailing, yes?
Yes. You are in a harbor. It makes you feel safe, yes?
I think I see what you're getting at. But no, that's the difference. I'm not in a harbor. I'm right where I want to be. Right in the middle of the kill. Right when I need to be.
Someday, D8, you are going to hurt someone, and you will regret it so much that you spend the rest of your existence in this grayness. That is no life. You might as well be dead on a slab in the ground.
Well, guess what? I am. I was made on a slab in the ground, right? I never left it. I got up and I walked away, but whoever I used to be is already done with. I was remade, reforged into this. My purpose is to kill. It's to hunt people down and ensure they die properly.
I do not know exactly your purpose, D8. Only you can decide this. But I do know that what lies behind you and what lies in front of you, it pales in comparison to what lies inside you. You are not dead. Yes, you died. Yes, you pretend to be dead, but I know better.
Well, I think I'm exactly what I want to be when I feel like being it.
You feel nothing, D8. So you know nothing.
Well, only when I choose to.
Someday you may choose to be like this, and then you make a mistake and it will be too late. But all I can do is warn you.
Well, I mean, if everything goes bad enough, I can just flip the kill switch and set it to permanent, right?
Yes.
We'll see how it goes then.
And then you will be very dead indeed.
I think it'll be plenty smooth sailing, as far as I'm concerned.
You will not be sailing, no, Diet. You will be in that harbor.
You say that, but a ship is made to sail. I was made to kill. If I'm doing what I was made for, then I don't see quite the problem.
I think you do not understand your purpose yet, and you will not as long as you do not introspect. She shrugs. I cannot make you think anything that you do not want to think or believe what you do not want to believe, but do not expect me to give up.
Oh,
Family
no.
ties.
Boring, I suppose.
Family ties mean that no matter how much you might want to run from your family, you can't.
Just keep in mind, it's not as though this stops me from learning of myself, learning from my mistakes or changing. It just makes me do my job better.
Perhaps. There are different kinds of strength.
Well then, if that's all.
You need anything else? Medlab, I worry you break your brain with all these messing around you do it.
It'll be fine. Have fun with your, kind of looks over the table, leans a bit, and kind of pokes Digger's head to the side a bit. Project.
I think he will live. This Gabby, I think she cares for him. Being loved by someone gives you strength. And loving someone gives you courage.
Well, yes, and courage gets people killed. Didn't you know?
If a man has not discovered something that he will die for, he isn't fit to live.
And yet I'm here, waiting to die for myself, and I don't see much better way to go. So, regardless, if this Gabby is so useful, you might as well keep her around. Make her a little, what would that be, an apprentice?
She can do as she wishes. And that would be something to discuss with Captain.
If she seems trustworthy, of course, yeah.
Are any of us trustworthy?
Yeah, there's that big hologram smile over his face that you know he can't feel.
Come back and talk to me again, D8, when you are more yourself, yes? I miss you.
Yeah, of course. He'll kind of look to Digger again, and there's almost a scoff as he heads out of the room. Quite quietly.
And you notice Digger's, you look back over to the console and see Digger's chest rising and falling, and it seems like his metabolism and everything seems to be leveling out, that he might actually survive it because of the life support that you've hooked him up to. So he should be through it soon, maybe in a couple days.
She looks at those readings with some satisfaction. She looks around the room, and I guess we can end with her getting on the comm And she's calming B. This remind me, B. You are very late for Jacob.
And she hops on the comm with Suzesh. Oh, well, I think we can postpone it again for a few months.
Not a few months, but I know you have to fly ship for now.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I have to fly now. We're gonna land. I gotta go. Sorry, Suzesh. And she just disconnects very quickly.
And the scene passes over to Vax, who is kneeling on the floor in deep meditation. In this room, you can also see up above in the archway, like on the rooftop, is kind of open, where you can see out into the stars. It's a good place for you to kind of come here sometimes and do your meditations and regain your mana and do your augury and stuff like that. So this would be a perfect time to do it. If what's this scene look like?
Vax is sitting in the middle of the room. Her eyes are closed and she's still just allowing the hum of the ship through space to provide a white noise as a blanket for her meditation. Her breathing is even, and she's very still. And she actually, in her hands is her magic 8-ball. She's not using it. She's not focused on it at all. It's just kind of limply there. As if before she was meditating, she was just kind of playing around with it, but now it's just cupped within both of her hands as she has her eyes looking upward, out into the expanse. And then she closes her eyes as she finds that inner focus. She completely meditates on that sensation of near nothingness so that she can reach out and cast augury.
And one of the things that you're able to do here is, I think you have astronomy.
Ooh, yes I do.
Go ahead and roll that skill, but add a 1. Just put 1 in there. You don't have to put the plus. And then hit enter for your augury ability.
All right.
You're kind of reading the stars, and
Yes.
on Earth they would read like the movement of birds or the way the fire moves
Yes.
or stuff like this. But
Awesome. And a modifier of 1 is what you're saying?
mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay. So you can see the tunnels. You see the mines again, and you hear those whispers. And you're kind of floating in this vision in your meditation down the mine shaft. Just floating back and forth down this tunnel where you can see mostly blackness, and then you start to see these large kind of mushrooms and fungus all over the walls. It's dark fungus, but some of it's illuminating the area a little bit. And then you start to notice spider webs, and you can see a few bodies that are tangled up in those spider webs. But then you start to see these crystals, and like large, very large crystals worth a lot of money, worth way more money than you guys had initially came here for. You're sure that the captain at that time, your heart speeds up a little bit. The captain would be very happy to hear about this loot that's down there. And then you start to see the shades of other people, just kind of their silhouettes, standing around these crystals. and you notice just a group of them all standing around this one large red crystal, and they're all have their hands to it, and those whispers are growing louder and louder, and that's where we'll end for tonight.
Oh, shit.
Pwah, pwah, pwah.
Whoa.
Oh man.
Oh no.